asshole. Oh, you motherfucker.
Ron, what are you doing?
Hey, man.
All right, yes. Welcome to the show that rocks your Friday nights. Welcome to Decibel Geek Friday Night Live. I'm Aaron Camaro. Up there, Chris Sinzak. Over there, Rockin Ron Runyon.
Good job.
We're here to do exactly what we said we're going to do, and that is rock your Friday nights. We're here nearly every single one. And we're back here once again tonight. We got some cool stuff going on we're going to talk about. We're just going to hang out, have a few drinks, have a little fun. We invite you, just like Grace in here, to comment and get involved on the conversation we've got going on tonight. Man, it's been a wild, crazy week, especially for Ron. How's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Well, what have you heard?
Yeah, right.
Hasn't been a bad week.
If anybody, no, I didn't say it was bad, but I'm saying if anybody follows Decibel Geek Friday Night Live, or Rockin Ron Runyon over at Decibel Geek TV, you know, you got some crazy news this week, but you know what I really love about it is the outpouring of support that everybo's given you
It's not
over the last week.
Jaeger Ron, Christopher. Right? Jaeger Ron is not in the building right now.
That's right. Jaeger Ron is dead.
Well,
long live Water Ron.
It'll come back.
Yeah,
I don't know about that. You better just stick with the
back.
water, brother.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Let me turn my mic up a little bit. All right.
But we love you,
there you
man.
go.
You know, and we're going to continue doing this. Rockin Ron, you know, a lot of people in a bad situation kind of put their heads down, you know, and get bummed out about shit, but not Rockin Ron. Rockin Ron comes around and says, well, we're still doing Friday Night Live, aren't we? And Chris and I say, fuck yeah, we are. You know, the people want it. Rockin Ron, it's our chance to hang out every single week. We got friends like D-Hud that join us and stop in and say hello. What's going on, brother? Look forward to seeing you at Rockin' Pod.
That's right.
But yeah, we're just here to have some fun tonight. That's what it's all about, right, guys?
That's it.
You want some more?
You bet. We're just getting started.
But yeah, my week didn't start out too good, fellas. It didn't get the good news I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Wasn't that good of news, but you know, life goes on. I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to make it to Rockin' Pod on August.
Yes.
I got 4 months to kick cancer's ass here and get it done. But yeah, come back with the results. Turns out it's stage 4 lung to liver cancer. And they're going to do a full body workup, make sure there isn't any others around that they don't know about. And then we're going to start fighting what there is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Long as I still got a breath to take, then I'm going to be breathing rock and roll and Decibel Geek and be on here with you guys on Friday night. That's what makes my week for me, keeps me going. So, hey, cheers to you guys.
Fuck yeah, Rockin Ron. I love you, brother.
As it just like the good old Triumph song, "Fight the Good Fight."
Oh. Look at this, Ron. Our D-Hud's
Rockin Ron. Rockin Ron finds a way to work Triumph into anything.
We're not going to get into Triumph. Come on now. But yeah, D-Hud, he's a pharmacist, or used to be a pharmacist, and yeah, you could trust in him. He knows his stuff on medical stuff, so you should check him out.
Yeah, they definitely got me on all the good drugs now.
Oh, okay. Well, you need to fucking share then. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I know.
So he's got all the good shit, so he don't need nothing more than water. Anything more than water would put it over the edge.
Now I'm off of work right now on medical leave, so I'm not driving a truck. I can live the high life, like everybody else in Colorado here, living the high life.
Yeah, start smoking a bunch of dope.
Yeah. I'm no doctor, but I'd recommend it.
Might as well see how the other half lived now.
Oh man, too funny. Seen Mighty K comment, drive safe, Mighty K, on your long road trip home. Glad to see that you got to finally see your mom. Very cool in person.
Yeah.
I love
I
it.
would play Triumph, but yeah, that'll get us in trouble there, Neil.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
But crank it up on your own stereo for me.
The best we can do is Chris can sing it for us. You know the words, don't you?
He knows all the Triumph.
Pull him up real quick. Give it a shot.
Nah,
that's what we start doing. Friday night karaoke. Like you lose a bet and you got to sing a song.
We want people to actually stay on the stream, Aaron. We don't want them to leave. Nobody needs to hear me sing. Trust me.
That's it, Anthony. I said I'm heavy metal loud and Decibel Geek proud.
That's right.
No.
I know you're going to win this, Ron. I know you are. Things like that. I want to give a shout out to my good friend Tommy Levickus, man. I've been posting on Facebook about my friend Tommy. You guys both met him and know him.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, dude, he's going through some rough stuff right now. I don't know if he's watching tonight or listening, but he's getting a little better every time I go visit him in the hospital because we're both here in Nashville. Every time I see him, he's a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. So if you're a friend of Tommy, he's a friend of mine, friend of ours, love you too, man. Keep fighting. Everybody's fighting for something,
I see what you did there, Eliza. You'll triumph over this. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Big shout out to Tommy. I mean, we all go through some shit in life and have to deal with it. You just got to deal with what life throws at you. And then it makes you treasure the good times even more. It makes me look forward to Rockin' Pod even more now.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's my goal.
That's going to be awesome. That is going to be awesome.
Speaking of that, we got time to do a quick rock and roll show and tell before we bring our guest on real quick?
Sure, yeah.
Are you going to make some surprise announcements here?
No, but
you still can't announce Peter Chris? Come on.
Come on, man. The cat man, baby.
Not going to be started on that one.
Papa Pete. Papa Pete, come on.
Long story with that one. But no, I was cleaning my garage and I found this. This was the first year.
Oh, yeah.
This is the program from the first year.
I don't even have one of them. That's a collector's item.
I was going to say, I should have one of those.
And I always thought it was clever that I did this with, get the camera right. You see I copied like the.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
And, but
like the notes from inside of Alive.
Yeah, it's got, there's like the podcasters and stuff like that. But yeah,
I remember it. That was very cool. I wish I'd have stole one of them from you.
And then that was the, got the ad for the heavy metal parking lot panel there. Right there.
That truly is a collector's item right there. How many people got one of those?
No, not too many. I mean, the first year we had a few left over, but, we had there's the.
It was all right.
There's the guest announcements right there.
Really cool.
Hey, Anthony Roush, hope you can come this year. We do have more guests coming up. I don't know. Oh, okay, cool. Anyway, just got a text something. I'm going to see the Talisman tomorrow night, and I think I've got somebody to take our extra ticket. So
right on.
If we can get Chris drunk enough that he thinks he's seeing his beer right side up, then we might get some surprise announcements out of him.
But we got some good ones already.
Yeah.
We got some great ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to think that we've announced some really cool guests so far.
Give us the list. Give us the complete list.
The complete list?
The complete list of all the guests and podcasts.
Oh,
yeah, this is only 2 hours here, Aaron.
Yeah, let me
I want to know everything.
Shows. Let me announce 30 shows at one time.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Brandon.
I heard Brandon.
Hell cool, yeah, man. From Minefield.
Minefield, that's right.
Yeah, they were on Fresh Blood a couple of weeks back. Awesome song. Everybody that responded to that loved it, man.
Yeah.
And, that's right up our alley, talking about the Talisman, some of those guys part of that situation with Minefield. And very cool, man. Brandon sent me and Ron a little something, a little tasty treat to check out.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, right. Chris, you got to hear that too? Yeah.
It's
a little tasty morsel, a little pre-sample of that album coming out in May. And you know what? If you're a Kiss fan, this is something you're definitely going to love a lot. I don't want to spoil the surprise. I'm just going to tell you that. If you're a Kiss fan, you need to know about the band Minefield.
Yes.
Trust me. Go look it up. You can thank us later.
Yeah, really cool. And but yeah, so we're I'm gonna go. Well, yeah, Brandon. I guess I'll see you tomorrow night. My wife and I are going with Tracy, who's our Rockin' Pod co-organizer, and
genius.
We're scheduling ninja.
Right.
And we're trying to get the stuff put together with that. Adam NC, I didn't know you were coming to Rockin' Pod. That's great, man. Looking forward to meeting you.
Nice.
Brandon, come to Rockin' Pod. But yeah, we're doing good on Rockin' Pod. I mean, we're getting close to selling out the room block. So yeah, if you haven't booked your hotel,
look out, people! You're running out of time.
Yeah, book your room, and
the hotel's going to be booked out.
Yeah, it's getting good. And,
you're going to have to get a hotel room down on Dickerson Road. This shit's going to be so popular. I don't recommend it.
Well, you get a handy for $5 too, though. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Excuse me. All right. Anybody else got any other show and tell stuff they want to talk about?
Aaron's I did mine last week, live and on the air. So
I picked up 3 CDs today. We took a little ride out to Murfreesboro, Chris's new hometown.
Why didn't you come by?
I didn't think about it. It was just Jamie and I took the day today. It's my wife's birthday tomorrow. We're celebrating all weekend long because she's beautiful and I love her so much. And we were just kind of bumming around the outskirts of Murfreesboro. But then I talked to her into taking me to the Great Escape. And the Great Escape's kind of if you guys come to Nashville for Rockin' Pod, I recommend you guys check out the Great Escape stores because they got a lot of cool stuff. Today it was a little scarce.
I want to say hey to Michael Hatcher here. What's up, brother? Haven't seen you in a while.
It was a little scarce, but here's what I picked up. Stupid glare. Cars Candy-O.
Candy-O. That's a good one.
I was missing that one out of the collection. I took a vow not too long ago to really give the Cars a chance because all I ever knew about them was the hits, the stuff you hear on the radio all the time, And so like somewhere along the line, somebody said, the Cars are awesome. I'm like, yeah, I mean, the songs I've heard are pretty cool. So I really vowed to get into them. And so I found this one today too, which I've never heard anything off of this one. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. Panorama.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a pretty good price.
Nice.
And so like I got a little app on my phone, which is basically just a list of my wants, my dream list of CDs. Like if I could have 50 more racks on the wall, what I would want. And so I'm always looking. And then as I get them, I delete them off the list, it's fun for me. That's my hunting. That's what I do. And so I knocked a couple of them. I only got one Cars CD left to get. And then I'll have the complete album. And then we can do the heavier side of the Cars. And then I picked up this one, the White Stripes.
White Stripes.
This is actually a pretty damn good album. There's a song on here called Ball and Biscuit. back in my titty bar days when I was a DJ. That was a song I played a lot in those days because it's got a real nice groove to it. Like anybody could dance to that song and look good doing it.
Speaking of showing titties, you definitely know Moving in Stereo by the Cars, right?
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows that one.
For sure.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're too young.
Phoebe Cates.
Oh.
Phoebe Cates. Yeah. Everyone loved Phoebe Cates back in the early 80s.
Yeah. And young people, stay away from strip clubs. It's a waste of money.
Yeah, especially these days.
But on the other hand, it's a fun way to spend a lot of money.
That's true. If you got money to burn. So I guess it's 15 after the hour. It's time to get ready to introduce our guest for today.
Oh, yeah. We got a guest. That's awesome.
But let's familiarize yourselves with our guest. I'm going to play a little bit of a video clip that he sent us, and this is pretty cool. If you're a guitar nerd like I am, you're going to like this. So here's a little bit of Byron Nemeth, who's going to be joining us in a minute.
Cool.
Wow. Pretty good.
Badassery. Wow. Holy shit.
Ladies and gentlemen,
wow,
welcome Mr.
Dude.
Byron Nemeth to the show.
Gentlemen, how are you? Ron, Chris, Aaron, thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
What's up, Byron? How you doing,
Good
man?
to see you, Byron.
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. Having a cocktail and enjoying the show.
That's
Very
cool,
nice.
man.
Very nice.
You've been a big supporter of ours for a long time. It's nice to have you on finally.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it. I love what you guys are doing, and I'm definitely looking forward to being at Rockin' Pod with you guys. And it's looking to be like a super great time.
Oh,
yeah, man. So, yeah, future Nashville resident. You're moving here in a couple of months, right?
A couple weeks. Yeah, I'm coming in May. A couple weeks.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I'm coming in May. What led me to all that is I've been just generally watching on the net what's been going on in Nashville for a number of years now. And when I was on tour with the opening act that opened up for Metal Church and Doro Pesh in 2019, the road crew was from Nashville, and they kept telling me after show after show after show that Nashville is a place I needed to visit because there's a lot of great players there, a lot of great producers, and a happening scene, and that's something that I should consider doing. So I thought about it for a long time. As you know, Chris, I came in for a visit last month and I checked out the whole situation, and I made the decision to make the jump because there's a lot of people I want to work there, and I think it's the right place to be for what I want to do with my style of hard rock music.
That's awesome.
Nice. Yeah. Nashville really has forever been known as Country Music USA, but right now, in the last 10 years, I think really Chris and I were lucky that we found each other and started Decibel Geek exactly when we did, because it's almost like the return of rock and the embracing of the
Exactly.
rock in Nashville almost coincides, not taking no credit for nothing, but just saying we're lucky that it coincides with the show, because right about the same time we started this, all of a sudden, next thing we know, hey, Ryan Cook's in Nashville. Oh, Michael Wagner's been here for a minute,
Right,
And you
right.
start realizing all these things. You start looking, because as a rock and roller, I come to Nashville from Wisconsin. What am I looking for when I get here? I ain't looking for country music. I'm looking for rock and roll,
Right.
And so when you're seeking it out and you're finding it, then you realize, yeah, this is known as Country Music USA. And yeah, it definitely is the country music capital of the world. But underneath that, if you dig a little deep, you're going to find some really cool shows and some really awesome players. And never was that more evident to me as the night Dick Wagner came into town, the famed Alice Cooper guitar player. And all he's got to do is make a couple of phone calls, find 3-4 guys from Nashville, say, these are the songs I want to play. And when I show up that night, you be ready to play them. And they're flawless. They just killed it that night. And he didn't have nothing to worry about but playing his guitar, singing his songs, and the backing band was 100%. And he never even met them till that night. It is amazing to me. And they pulled off such an amazing show. And that's a testament to the musicians here in Nashville. So a lot of these guys are in country bands, but in their hearts. And when there used to be a thing called the rock and roll residency that happened here all the time, you'd see these guys that are in famous bands, or at least playing for famous country artists that are metalheads and rock and rollers at heart, that would come out at night in Nashville and be a part of Rare Hair or rock and roll residency and rock it out. So yeah, the power of rock and roll is definitely alive in Nashville.
Yeah, I definitely agree, Aaron, for sure, absolutely. I see it as a wave on the way up, for sure, absolutely. To be as big as country, if not even bigger. If you study the great music, the rock music scenes throughout history, like the '60s in London, the '70s in New York, the '80s in Los Angeles, the '90s in Seattle. Every city has its time period for very good reasons. And I think what we're seeing here now, that's what's happening with Nashville, is we're seeing the wave up of the rock scene in Nashville, and that'll translate to a national scene, in my opinion. And I think that's just a wonderful thing. Like you said, all the players are great. Everything that you said about Dick Wagner is spot on, and I think it's going to be a booming scene for rock, and that's why I want to be a part of it.
Yeah. What part of town are you going to be landing in? Do you know yet?
I'm looking to purchase a house probably up north in Sumner County, in that area.
Okay.
And right now I've got I've got a rental happening right now that'll take me through through the whole process of looking for a house where I can settle up my stuff, set up my studio, and begin that whole process of looking for a house in person, of course. And that's what I'm going to keep doing.
Right on. Awesome.
Yeah. Yep.
Right on. That'll be cool to have you here, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And in that process too, looking for players, looking for a great drummer, a great bass player, and a great singer. I've got about 10 songs ready to go right now that I've got written, and I want to start with one great single in a video and find the right guys, find the right producer, and jump into that part of it, really soon, as soon as I get there, actually. So.
That's exactly what I think when I watch that video. I mean, look at Byron, man. He's just ripping on this guitar, and you got the drum track going on and everything, and you're just amazing, dude. That
Thank you so much.
Chris just played is just sweet badass, and I love it. And the first thing I think is, man, if this guy had a bass player, a drummer, and a singer, this could be something that I would definitely love. Your tone is amazing.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Really appreciate the nice comments. I've been fortunate in my life to be able to work with really great players. In the couple links that I sent you, Chris, there's a few videos that I put out a little while ago with the members of the Steve I Band. And there's a cool song called A New Freedom. And that was a stellar project that happened in LA a few years ago. And what I want to do is like 95% vocal music as a 4-piece, and then maybe 5% instrumental music. I always do a little bit of instrumental music, and that's my trajectory and my focus. I want come in with driving songs that a large part of the rock community can like, with, really great vocals, catchy hooks, catchy lyrics, some pretty killer leads, and just great rock and roll music that we all grew up on, that kind of feel and that kind of vibe.
Yeah. Well, I like that you're doing the instrumental stuff too, because as a guitar nerd,
Awesome.
I'm happy to hear instrumental stuff, and I can hear the Vi influence, but I also hear a little bit of Satriani in there too. Am I right on that?
Oh, totally, 100%. Yeah, I love them both.
Yeah, amazing stuff. Yeah, like,
they are the teachers.
oh sure. Well, Surfing with an Alien, and Surfing with an Alien, and then of course like stuff like Satch Boogie and stuff like that. The Extremist, and I love all that stuff. So I love that you're still doing the instrumental stuff, because I love to nerd out on that stuff. I don't need lyrics. Give me guitar. But that's just me. But
I think some parts of the audience like lyrics, though.
Oh, I know. Most people do. I'm one of the weird people that only likes instrumentals. So. But no, it's great tone. Somebody had asked in the comments, what was the thing? Somebody asked I wanted to bring this up because I'm a gear nerd too, so I like to hear these stories. God, I can't find it now. Someone was asking, like, do you use like an FU tone on that?
Watch your language.
Is that an FU tone setup on your guitar?
Right. No, it's not. That's a regular Floyd Rose. It's an original Floyd Rose setup on the guitar.
Old school.
And, yeah, old school, absolutely. And it's with the drop D tuna, the Van Halen drop D tuna, and the guitar is Adrian Smith Jackson Custom, and it's a beautiful guitar that I've had hot rodded, and it's just sounding great, to my ear. And then the amps that I'm using is I got an endorsement with Black Star amplifiers, and I'm using a Black Star 100 full stack right now, and that's the other link that I sent you if you want to post any of that.
Yeah, we will. We'll post all that in the comment section, and it's like so. So let's go back to the beginning. Like, I know you're in the Phoenix area right now, right?
Correct.
Did you grow up out there?
No, not at all. I was born in Quito, Ecuador, South America.
Oh, wow.
And that's where I'm from originally. Yeah. English is my second language, and Spanish is my first language, actually. And I also speak a little bit of Hungarian. To give you the long story real short, how I got to the United States is this way. My father was Hungarian, and he was part of the Hungarian freedom fighters that tried to stop the Soviets from coming into Budapest in 1956. And as you know, world history, that didn't work out that way, and the Soviets just took over and fucking destroyed everything. So my father had to leave the country immediately, and he ended up in Cleveland, Ohio, as a political refugee. So he restarts his life, gets an education, learns English, and totally restarts his life again in Cleveland, Ohio, and gets a degree and becomes this successful guy. So as you know, Europeans love soccer, so he always loved soccer. So there's a World Cup game in Mexico. He goes down there with his buddies from Cleveland and Mexico, and my mom is there as a fan also from Ecuador. He meets her. He loses his mind because at that time she's looking like Salma Hayek. He follows her down to Ecuador, and that's when I'm born in Ecuador. And then I grew up in Ecuador, and then he brought us to Cleveland, and that's how I ended up in the United States.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, pretty.
That is pretty
cool.
Story.
Yeah, it's intense. So out of a tragedy that happened at that time in the 50s, a great family happened, later on. And I ended up in Cleveland, and then in 2010, I made a decision to come to Arizona because I had a couple of great website clients here. I'm also in the web design business, and also pursuing music this whole time in my life, and doing stuff in California. And now in 2021, I'm ready to come to Nashville because, as we spoke, the wave is going up with the rock scene in Nashville, and I think it's the right move to do. So that's my story in a nutshell.
That's wild, man. The whole trajectory of it. So where along the line do you discover rock music, and what are the bands that you first find that make you want to play that guitar the way you do?
Right. It's my parents. They were wonderful. They're not musicians, but they were just lovers of music. And my parents introduced me to Elvis Presley and the Beatles, as giving me, vinyl records when I was a little kid. And that was my introduction to music from them. And I am so thankful for them because I had wonderful parents. And from that point on, I kept listening to the records and just loving music. And then I got a guitar for Christmas when I was a little kid. And I've been playing ever since I've been a little kid. And then I pursued it more formally, when I became around 15, 16 years old, studying with great teachers. I had really great teachers in high school and in college, and then just really accelerated that knowledge base. And so I've essentially been playing all my life, and then I started teaching. And when you teach, you learn. So that helps the learning process, and I've been just at it ever since, because guitar is the love of my life for sure.
Well, what was the first guitar you owned?
An imitation of the Ace Frehley Les Paul.
Nice.
Yeah, it was an imitation. It wasn't a Gibson, and now I have a real one. But back then, when I was a little kid, I had an imitation one. It was like so cool.
See, I knew it. Chris Sinzak's talking about Steve Vai and Joe Satriani. I'm going, yeah, but there's a little bit of Ace Frehley in that plan
totally.
too. I hear that. That's what speaks to me.
Kiss is the gateway drug for all of us, right?
Yeah.
As fans,
Do you know?
We've got gateway drugs as fans, and then we've got as if you're a guitar player, you've got your own gateway from guitar players.
Well, I don't know if I've ever shared this on the show before, but like my first electric guitar, first guitar was my dad's acoustic, but first electric guitar when I would be a rock guitar player, this is 1987 or 88. So JCPenney used to sell guitars in their catalog.
I remember that, yeah.
And they had, it was by a brand called Sensonics.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look it up because it's not worth shit. But it was, yeah, exactly. But it looked just like a Vito Bratta Steinberger guitar, but it was like the short, compact, headless guitar, but it was black, and it had the tuners down on the bridge. And that was my first electric guitar. Played like absolute shit, and never stayed in tune. But I loved it, and I went back like a year ago trying to find one because I was just wanted to have one for sentimentality.
Right.
And they go for like $300 and $400 on Reverb.com.
Oh,
but like
wow!
At the time in JCPenney it cost like $80. What, Ron?
Keep that label upright.
It's still upside down if you're wondering. Yeah.
For now.
Well, yeah.
You won't have to make up words if you keep it upright.
That's great.
I know one person who is. I'm just saying.
I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
What was everybody's first Kiss show? I'm curious about that.
Hot in the Shade 1990 in Nashville.
Nice. What about you, Ron?
November 4th, 1979, Dynasty Tour, Denver, Colorado.
It was the day before my third birthday. That's how old you are. Ron. That's how old you are.
What about you, Aaron? What was the first Kiss show?
Revenge, Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay. Wow. Cool. Very
what about
cool.
you, Byron?
Mine was Dynasty in Cleveland for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You lucky.
That's
old
how old
fuckers.
you are, Byron.
Yeah.
See?
Don't tell anybody.
You lucky old fuckers. I would rather die earlier than everybody else and get
Just
to
to see
see
them in the
Kiss in their prime.
Yeah, I hear you.
Damn.
Oh man, I would have loved to have seen them early 70s back in New York.
Yeah.
First starting out. If I could go back in time.
Oh, our
Man,
friend David. Our
that'd
friend
be
David
great.
Cathy, he saw him on the first tour at Mother's here in Nashville.
Yeah.
in
Oh,
74.
First
That's
tour.
right.
Can you imagine
Amazing.
seeing that? Kiss in a club in 74.
Well, and then guys like Rick Fox that are hanging out watching them reherse and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really.
Banging Peter Chris's sister at the same time.
Yeah. The kitty woman.
After Kiss, my second show was the Van Halen 2 tour in Cleveland also. And wow,
Jealous.
Eddie Van Halen, whew, just freaking unbelievable. Is there no wonder
why this man turned out to be a rock and roll guitar player? He's got the skills. He could be any kind of guitar player, but he saw Kiss and he saw Van Halen, and look at him now.
Ace Frehley, Eddie Van Halen. Yeah.
Sure.
Can't start off better than that.
Byron, have you heard our interview with Todd Zilla where he kind of replayed his experience seeing Van Halen in the early days and what happened during the show?
Great.
No, I don't think so. What's the story? Tell me.
You cannot replicate it as good as Todd
I can't
Zilli
replicate it as
himself.
good. I'll just
That's
say
where
that,
you ought to have that on file where you push the
I
button
should.
and it plays.
Right.
Yeah, I'll just say that David Lee Roth's assless chaps brought a woman next to him in the audience to quite a climax.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. But I can't tell it as good as Todd did.
It's magic. It's magic powers.
I would have killed to have seen Van Halen on like those first 4 record tours. You know, that must have been amazing.
Yeah, he was pretty stunning. You know, Eddie Van Halen is on the level to me as important as Les Paul. You know, not only was he a great lead guitar player, but he's a great rhythm guitar player,
Yes.
a great singer, and he's an inventor.
Yeah.
People keep forgetting that he's an inventor. That puts him on the level of like Les Paul. Super, super important person for the history of rock and roll, I think.
Yeah. And like somebody posted a video of like some 6-year-old kid playing Eruption the other day on YouTube, and I'm like, that's cool and all, but like, you know, come back to me when you've invented something that cool yourself.
Right.
You know.
Right.
I got everybody got people texting me saying my mic on my gain on my mic is bad. Do I sound bad on the?
You're
on the
you're
live
doing
stream?
better
Nope.
now.
Sounds okay to me. Yeah,
I'll turn
sounds
it up
good here.
even more if I need to, but I turned it up already. I'll turn it up again. Andy Connors, who's
It doesn't sound any different.
our sound man for Rockin' Pod. but
Well, Andy
sounds fine to
Connors
me.
would know.
You're just
would
too
know.
soft spoken.
You want me to talk louder? Is that better?
That sounds
You
good.
got to be
That
loud
sounds
and
good.
abrasive like the rest of us.
All right, I've got the gain. Now the gain is all the way to the top. So you tell me if that works, guys. That's the highest I can go with. Why is it doing that? There we go.
That's good, Aaron.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I sound good in my head, but you know that's just me.
Yeah,
But,
don't we all?
Hey, Chris, could you play just a little bit of one of the other videos? Can you play A New Freedom?
I don't. Let me. I'll need to get it set up in the program here real quick. I just the only one I had on hand real quick was Engines of Thunder, but I will go ahead and talk and I'll work on it for you behind the scenes real quick.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me give you the backstory on that. With that song, and that turned into a 4-song EP, and that features Jeremy Carlson and Philip Bino, who are the bass player and drummer for the Steve Vai Band, and Mark Bowles, who's, as you know, Yngwie Malmsteen's first singer. And
Oh wow.
that was recorded at the Mothership at Steve's studio, and was mixed and produced by Steve's producer Greg Worth. And we videotaped the whole thing, and I thought it came out really strong.
Did you get to meet Steve during the process?
No, not at all. Steve wasn't there at all. You know, he at the time he was just, you know, renting out his facility as a professional studio. I think he was busy recording because he was building another studio at the time. So,
Gotcha. That's cool. So I'm working on
Right
it right
on.
now.
Rock and roll. Like that.
I can do stuff on the fly. Give me a second. It's all
You
good.
can? Let's do
I
it.
can't. I'm working on it.
hey Ron, I wanted to tell you my thoughts and prayers are with you with what you said last week. That's
Thank you, man.
an intense thing, and I'm praying for you. I want you to, you know, be good and stay strong for sure.
Yeah. Stay strong. We're going to keep it fighting.
Ain't that
Absolutely.
cool how the power of rock and roll works like that? Imagine if you were just some dude, never met us. We never started no podcast. None of us loved rock and roll. None of us ever met. And now you got so many people that got your back, Ron. How cool is that? The
Oh,
power
I'm
of
telling you,
rock and
it
roll.
was pretty overwhelming this week with the love and support I got from people, you know, from all over the world, and you know, my idols growing up that, you know, I got to meet through Decibel Geek and that are, you know, telling me to fight the fight and everything, and it's surreal. I mean, if it wasn't for Decibel Geek, I wouldn't have near the support that I'm getting, and I love that I'm getting it, and that's what's going to keep me going.
Hell
Cool.
yeah.
Very cool.
That's
Hey,
all
Ron,
people.
Hey Ron, were you ever in Nashville, or were you always in Colorado?
I'm basically born and raised in Colorado.
Uh-huh.
I spent some time in Ohio, a little bit of time in California and that. But, yeah, I was never in Nashville other than The first time was when I came out for the first Rockin' Pod.
Yeah, Ron's definitely left his mark on Nashville. That's for sure.
Cool.
Well,
he's
I
left.
try to everywhere I go, but
Well, he left his.
That's not what I meant, Ron.
Well, did you know, Byron? Did you know Ron's like famous on TV? Because check this out.
I want to rock and roll all night and party every day. Hi.
And then he looks so dejected as it ends. And then there's also this.
You have entered the Psycho Circus. Welcome to the show.
See, I think that's fucking awesome.
Nice.
And then they put the lotion in the basket. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So how about a little bit of a new freedom? Does that work?
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Let's check this out.
Yeah. Yep. Let's do it.
Watching people changing, watching worlds go by.
Nice.
That's what
There you
I'm
go.
talking about. Yeah.
Great, man.
Thank you.
You say it was Steve Vai's band that put together?
Correct. That's Philip Bino on bass and
Mhm.
Jeremy Carlson on drums.
There you go. There you go, Neil. There's your answer.
Yeah.
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 Yep.
That's great stuff, man. I really like that.
Thank you so much. And
Cool.
that vibe, that feel is what I want to do with my next set of music in Nashville. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, so I'm looking for players in that same type of, same type of vibe.
Well, there's a ton of players here in town. I mean, there's no shortage of musicians to work with. That's for sure.
Cool.
So did you came out here a few weeks ago, as I noticed, but had you been here before? Or was that your first time?
I was in Nashville a long time ago, back, must have been 83, 84.
Oh, wow.
Just for a very brief visit, yeah.
Yeah, and you could see how much it changed.
Totally, yeah. Broadway, it's unbelievable. It's like Vegas.
Oh, there you go. Neil's already volunteering to play rhythm for you.
Cool.
There you go.
That was
Yeah,
cool.
it's changed a lot. Obviously, you being a native, Chris, you've seen it all change.
Oh man, it's
Yeah.
way different now than it used to be.
Right, and it seems to be ever expanding. Music aside, as a city, it seems to be expanding.
Uh-oh. I think YouTube might have shut us down playing your own music, Byron.
Oh, really? Because of licensing? Oh.
Probably. Oh, Jesus Christ. And then, so I said,
We're
oh,
rebels.
no. And then what happened? Uh-oh. We might have gotten kicked off of YouTube for this. Well, gee, I thought we would have been clear playing the actual artist's music who's actually appearing on the damn show.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
thought
God.
so too.
Holy shit.
Well, you've done this before with other artists too, haven't you?
I'll
Yeah.
check on it, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm going to say watch on Facebook if you can. Although who knows Oh no, the numbers are climbing again. Maybe they opened it back up again. I don't know. That's weird. I don't know. Although, do any of you guys watch Rick Beato, his YouTube channel?
Well, now it's back
all
on.
the time.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
back
yeah.
on. Okay, yeah. So then, yeah,
Rick's
because
brilliant.
the numbers jumped up real fast. All right, so okay, I guess we're back on YouTube. Okay, but yeah, like he did he does this series called What Makes This Song Great, and and usually he'll get like 500,000 to 1 million views. He's way bigger than we are, and but like Warner Music Group shut down one of his videos on a Joni Mitchell song. On a song that Joni Mitchell's rep herself said, "We love that you're doing this," and also Warner Music Group was monetizing it. And it's like he wasn't making a dime off of it.
Right. Wow.
So they decided it's a good idea to take it down. It's like, why not make money off of it? It's just some of these copyright things are just baffling to me.
Yeah, totally. So sometimes I think it's the automation with the artificial intelligence, because I think that's what might be going on, is catching something that maybe a knowledgeable human being, if they were to review it, would think, no, we should leave this up. And I think that's what's going on.
It's so weird. I don't know. It's got to be bots. It all has to be like, copyright bots.
Yeah, artificial intelligence is huge on the net right now. I deal with it all the time in my web design business, and it's ever increasing, and some of it's good and some of it's not so good. It can't make super precise decisions just yet, but it's getting there. Hopefully that'll be fixed down the road.
I'm gone for 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And you guys get us booted off of Facebook. Way to go.
We're
No,
rebels.
it's YouTube.
It's Byron's fault. It's not my music. It's his.
I thought it was Ron's shirt. They were offended by his shirt.
Don't bring it up. That'll be next.
Tommy Thayer lodged a complaint
Against Ron's shirt.
Look at Neil asking Aaron if he had a good cigarette. That's too funny.
It was. I
Everything
can't smoke in the studio. I got to go outside.
everything came out okay, I hope. All right. So, but
Thank you for playing that, Chris. That's awesome.
oh, no problem, man. That's what we're here for. I mean, we're and you've been like a great supporter of ours and for Rockin' Pod for a long time, man. And like we're happy to return the favor. And
Awesome.
I'm just so glad we're going to actually get to meet in person and hang out in August. It's going to be a great time, and we have a lot going on that weekend. But
Totally.
And my goal this year is to actually take more photos with people, because like I see everybody has a photo with each other except me, because I'm running around like a crazy person. It's like
You're just always the blur. You're the blur in the background of the picture.
I have to take more photos.
I was going to ask you, has Sunday and Monday been mapped out yet for Rockin' Pod?
I'm working on Sunday now. Here's the point. Here's the point where I've had too much to drink and I start saying too much. But so
good. It's about time we get here.
All right.
I timed that question, by the way, Aaron.
Thank you.
You can be drinking.
Perfect.
Right.
Beautiful.
As far as Monday, I'm going to be sleeping. There ain't nothing happening on Monday. There's no way.
Okay. Damn. I was all excited there first day. I was like, there's shit happening on Monday too? Oh, yeah.
No, but we're working on some. Actually, let me look at my email real quick. Let me make sure.
Breaking news.
Well, because this pertains to what we're working. Okay. Yeah, so that the call's confirmed. Okay. So we're looking at doing we're going to rent out a room at SIR on Sunday and probably do some musician clinics and
great.
Drummers maybe?
Yeah, Aaron knows what I'm talking
like
about.
Something drummers would really love, or even just fans of rock and roll.
Yeah.
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 I think it'd be like
I just
deduced that. Formal clinics? Are they gonna be like formal clinics or like jams or a combination or?
The drummer one that we're thinking of would be.
They probably know what they're doing. They do like the ultimate blend of everything.
Yeah,
because they are the ultimate drummers.
Well, I'm having a video call with one of those drummers on Monday to try to work out the details. So,
hell yeah.
But yeah, it looks like that's working out. But
yeah, based on what I know, I can't see why not.
Think of famous rock and metal drummers that are brothers. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh wow, great.
That's good. That's good enough, right?
It gives it away right there.
Pretty much.
It gives it away. that pronounce their last name differently.
Right.
Perfect.
They're brothers of different pronunciations.
Yes.
That's a good little piece of information.
Yeah.
You fucker.
Well, now we know. The whole world knows.
All right.
There we go. All right,
That's not an official announcement. That's just having a little fun on a Friday night.
Are any of you guys going to Summer NAMM, by the way?
Do what?
Are any of you guys going to Summer NAMM in July?
Probably.
If we get invited, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we get we get offered passes. We went last time.
I'd love to go again. Definitely would love to go. We had a good time last year. There was a lot of cool people down there. We got to hang out with Kenny Olson, famous from Kid Rock and his own solo stuff, and he's a super cool dude. I got to meet I met Charlie Bonnet. The third.
Oh yeah, Chuck. I've known Chuck since high school
for the first time, and he's a super cool dude and a rock and roller. And who else did we meet that time?
Well, Lauren Molinari, he was Lauren, Caesar, and I think actually works for Black Star, if I'm correct.
Yeah, Lauren's my Black Star rep, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
So
he's a cool guy, man. I liked him.
Well, like Lauren was in Little Caesar, which that's what he's most known for, but he played in a band in Brooklyn. I think they were called the Dogs or something, and like they played with Kiss at Coventry back in '74.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
So like he was back there from the very beginning, but yeah, he gave us so many amazing. We got to get him on the show sometime.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. All we got to do is like just recreate the conversation you had with us in private at NAMM,
right,
in Nashville that year, and that's an awesome Kissmas in July episode right there.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm sure we'll be around there for at least one of the days, probably walking around.
Cool.
Are you coming into town for NAMM? Or you'll be here by then?
I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there at NAMM with Black Star actually. So
okay, great.
Nice.
We'll hang out before Rockin' Pod then.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I was thinking a Decibel Geek booth at NAMM.
Oh shit,
that'd be fun, wouldn't it?
That would be fun.
It'd be a bunch
the
of people
loneliest ones, but it would still be a good time.
A whole bunch of musician titans going, who the fuck are these guys?
Yeah, what the hell is this? I'd be standing over there yelling, "Hey, motherfuckers, we're number 9 on music history all time.
Right.
Come on. All time. Come on."
We have bookshelves made of rich mahogany and everything. Exactly.
CD
Oh no! Did you
shelves,
freak out?
rich mahogany.
Yeah, no, but no, yeah, I'm sure we'll probably go to NAMM. I mean, at least go pass out Rockin' Pod paraphernalia and try to turn people on to it. But
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's a great idea, Chris, for sure.
yeah, we'll probably do that. I mean, yeah, but yeah, we're working on some clinics at SIR on Sunday. That's all I'm gonna. Although I kind of gave it away who part of the people were.
Pretty much,
But,
yeah. We all
yeah.
kind of contributed
And then there's
to that.
and then there's a comedy show that's going to be announced soon, probably at a rock club. That'll be really cool. That might have a member of Korn involved. I'll just say that.
Oh, nice,
Wow, cool.
nice. If anybody knows any Decibel Geek history, you can probably deduce that one as well.
I don't know.
No?
No, I think it's a different member of Korn than what you're.
Oh,
thinking.
okay. All right.
But yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's good for us to expand our members of Korn friendship. Right on.
Yeah. So, which that person I'm trying to work on being a guest for Rockin' Pod. So yeah. Oh, I just got the copyright claim from YouTube. Let's see in real time what it was.
Let's see what it says.
It's Rockin'
curious.
Ron's t-shirt. I know it.
Due to a copyright match, your stream was interrupted, but it doesn't say what it was for. Copyright content is detected after copyrighted material is no longer being streamed. Streams are automatically re-enabled. So yeah, your music, your video there was copyright protected, so that's why it interrupted the stream, Byron.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
I think nowadays, if you just play any type of music,
If it's
Oh,
got
even
a
our-
if
beat,
they hear
you
some
can get
kind of
shut down.
music, they're like, no, just
we
shut
get
it
a
down just in
we-
case.
we get an email every time that that
good.
we play the intro. I get a thing for that. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, every live stream gets a copyright claim, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Just because of the intro, and that was like some generic.
It's a royalty free piece of music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know who's getting the
I don't know.
copyright stuff
I
for
don't
it, but
You know, this whole thing with streaming, digital streaming of music, I think needs to be worked out for everybody's benefit.
it does.
Because clearly, you know, the composers and the musicians are not getting paid what they're worth,
No.
and I think that needs to turn around at some point and sometime soon, because musicians have taken a huge hit because of that.
Yeah.
And we all have to make a living at it, and you know, it seems like that these companies, you know, like Spotify and YouTube, they're not really music companies. What they are, they're digital, you know, businesses dealing with music is what they're doing. They're digital
And
companies.
numbers. They're dealing with numbers.
And numbers, right? And
It ain't
I think
songs. It ain't art. It's numbers.
that needs to be worked out down the road, because I don't think, you know, that physical products will ever come back to the numbers of where it was in the 90s.
No.
It would be wonderful
No.
if it did, you know, but now it's more of a boutique type of thing. So the only remaining thing left to do is for these streaming payouts to be more respectful of the people that are creating the music.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
I mean they're kind
one,
of slapping people in the face with the way they're doing it right
Well,
now.
you see,
because
So
one,
really,
you got
yeah.
the artists, the producers, the songwriters, they're
Right.
not getting enough for the art that they're creating. And then
Right.
and then on top of that, for example, the podcasts are being targeted when all they're really
Right.
doing is promoting the art, you know,
Right.
trying to influence people or inspire people to say, hey, check out Byron Nemeth, go out and buy his stuff, you know, check out, you know,
Right.
the Starmen, you know, check out Charge the Atlantic.
What the fuck is that?
What's that?
Are we being invaded?
now YouTube's invading us.
Yeah, oh, we done it now.
What happened?
Was that you, Ron?
I started.
On me.
No, I don't have no planes flying over my place.
I don't think it was I think it was Byron's house. I don't
Was it?
know.
Who knows?
Yeah, the fucking YouTube 747 coming to fucking.
Zuckerberg himself is parachuting down on one of us.
It's the record company's private jet saying,
Exactly.
Shut
That's
the
right.
fuck up, man.
Heard you guys exposing shit that everybody already knows.
Yeah, I think Rockin' Ron summed it up really good right here. YouTube can eat a bag of dicks. That's pretty good.
Well, I mean, you hear from the artists all the time that, these real popular artists that say they got like 1 million streams off of Amazon or Spotify or something like that. And they get like $10 or something royalty off of something like that. And it's like, well, if you sold 1 million copies of your song and you're only getting $10 for it, there's something wrong. There's somebody else doing it. You need to do it to the artist. That's why you need to go out and see the artists live and, buy their merchandise, buy the CDs directly from the artists. That's
support the art you love.
That's how they make their money nowadays. You got to go catch them live and pay it right to them. And that's the way I want to do it. You do it on Spotify and Amazon and these things nowadays, the artists are not getting their due.
That's true.
It is true.
Agreed.
And then they turn around and do stuff like that to us and block things when we're trying to promote people's music and get the word out to people to go check out people's music and catch them live and everything else. But now it's like they're working against that as well.
It's pretty unbelievable, Ron, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
When you think about it, it really is. And this is happening, throughout the net on different podcasts, different artists. It's not isolated to any particular podcast or artist. It's across the board, and things definitely need to change for the better.
Well, that just goes to show that the bands that survive really earn it. Their fans truly do support them. It was always amazing to me. Like,
that's for sure.
A perfect example I always thought was Enough's Enough. When they came out, it was totally the wrong time for them. Their music was unique, but their look tied them to the thing that was about to get flushed when Nirvana and everything else came out at that point. But they were able to come out with CDs, I say albums, over the years when they were not what you would call mainstream popular at all, at least not in the United States. But they had just enough of a fan base that, since the only way you could get the albums was to actually buy it from, you had to buy it new. You had to buy it. There was no way to stream it or steal it or any other way. If you loved the band, you had to seek it out. You had to buy it. You had to keep up with it. And so this band had just enough of a following to keep them alive all those years, and that's always amazing to me. Those bands, Ugly Kid Joe, they did the same thing. They had one big hit album, and then after that, they had to survive on the hardcore fans, the fans that they won, and the fans were loyal. Local H is another example, another band that never really truly made it huge, but made it just enough to keep them alive, and that's the grassroots of it. Bands like that are so true to the music that's like, I'm going to seek it out. I'm going to support the artist. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to go see them when they come to town. I'm going to buy a t-shirt when I'm there, and I'm going to keep this band alive. And bands like that were never huge, but managed to survive. King's X, another perfect example. Never huge, but just enough to keep them alive, and keep them able to create their art, that they're continuously struggling artists. They're always struggling, but they're still always artists and are still always going to have just enough to come out with new music, and that's pretty damn cool.
Oh, totally. I love King's X. I love those early albums. That fusion of hard rock meets Beatles type vocals that they had going on. Wow, Gretchen Goes to Nebraska. What a fabulous album.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
every song on that just blew me away. When I heard that, I thought to myself, wow, this band is going to be huge. You know,
Right.
but I don't know what happened. You know, they were just, to me, they were phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
The first thing I ever seen with King's X was the Black Flag video. And I was just completely blown away by it. And it was like, I thought the same thing. This is going to be massive. But it never really was. And then it just kind of went away. And it's like, what happened to that band? But
nowadays,
like you said, you know, people that saw that and loved it said, I'm going to buy the next album. And I'm going to buy the next album. And even when you didn't see it on MTV and it wasn't getting played on the radio, it was, like I said, just good enough that enough people grabbed a hold of it to keep it alive for all the years. And they're still going today.
Right. The level of exposure to keep going. Yeah, absolutely.
And never had a #1 hit album, never had a #1 hit single, but had enough power and enough support from the people that loved them to keep them going. I love bands like that.
But that's the thing. Even bands like that were huge back, 20, 30 years ago and are still putting out music today, yet they'll put out a new album and you have to dig all around the internet or be following them on Facebook and stuff like that to even hear if there's a new album out of them.
Talking about like a Nazareth or something
you won't hear it on the radio.
Right.
You won't see it. You look on Amazon or something on their top 20 albums, some brand new album can come out by somebody huge. It won't even be listed on there. And, you got to dig deep to find out that, oh, hey, my favorite band actually put out an album and it could have been months ago. And you didn't hear nothing about it. So,
Right. Ron, who's a good example of that? That's one of my personal favorites is UFO. I love UFO.
Yeah.
Their whole catalog, and especially the Schenker era catalog. Schenker's one of my favorite guitar players. And they're in that exact same position. And they had a star guitar player in their heyday. And still to this day, they're trying to do stuff.
Yeah. And people are still buying it, maybe not what was selling in the 70s or even the 80s, but UFO stayed alive all them years. That's another that's even better example than all the rest because that goes back even further. That's a band that still puts out new albums, kind of like Nazareth. That's a 70s band, that still today puts out new music.
Right. I love Nazareth too. That Hair of the Dog album. I listen to every song on that album. Wow.
Can't top that. Yeah, it's a perfect album.
It is perfect. It really is.
Yeah, I dig that. You mentioned King's X. I saw them live a few years ago, and they did that live version of Visions, and Ty Tabor's guitar solo on that was like a freaking religious experience. Like the whole crowd was just going crazy for that. Just amazing. Such
good vocals in that band. Whew, incredible.
Deep Purple. Yeah, they still have good new material too.
Yeah.
A
lot of different versions of that band, but always Deep Purple's been there for the most part.
What was your first concert, Byron?
Kiss Dynasty Tour.
Dynasty Tour was your first one. Who was the opening act? Who was the opening act for that show?
New England. Remember them?
Yeah. It was the same for me. Yeah.
I think they did the whole tour. I think, didn't they? As the opening song. I think so. Yeah.
Judas Priest did part of the tour on that tour, but yeah, New England did it. We interviewed Hirsch Gardner for one of our Vinnie Vincent specials, and he talked about New England. And did you hear the interview we did with Tom Harper, who was Paul's guitar tech during the Dynasty tour?
That dude was
What did he say? What did he say?
He had a great story about working for Paul Stanley. About Aaron, you can do it better than me. Can you describe what he said? What it was like with the whole look thing?
What was it? I got 3 looks.
3 looks.
1, I need a pick. Is that right?
Yeah.
2, I need a water.
Yeah.
And 3, I better not see you after the show.
Yeah. Like Paul was a bit of a taskmaster to work for. Apparently.
Wow, I bet.
Yeah,
more so than Gene.
Yeah, and that was all the communication you needed to do that job.
Wow,
that was the main thing we've learned through doing this show is because all of us growing up Kiss fans, like Paul always seemed like way more laid back, and Gene always seemed like the asshole. But then as time has gone on and interviews we've done, it's like it's the other way around.
Wow.
Paul's the harder one to work with than Gene.
Wow. Who do you think really runs the band, or is it a 50-50?
No, Paul runs that band. Paul
Really? Wow.
Paul makes all the decisions for Kiss.
Even the business decisions, you think so? The business decisions
so.
too? Wow.
Yeah,
I would think it would be like 50-50.
Well, I mean, I think it is kind of 50-50, but nothing gets the go ahead without Paul saying so.
Yeah.
And that's one thing where Gene gets all the shit for all the product and the merchandise, but none of that stuff happens without Paul signing off on it. There's none of it does.
So I guess in a little bit of a way, we should be grateful to Paul because in every day, Gene Simmons comes to him with 100 terrible ideas, and Paul Stanley okays 2 of them, and that's it.
Yeah, imagine the stuff
Cuts
Kiss
it
turns down.
Right, yeah. If Gene was just left unchecked.
I think Gene relinquished a lot of it, where he put his hands in a lot of other pies. No pun intended, but
He puts more than his hand in those pies.
he had his hands in a lot of other things, and Kiss was more. I think during the '80s, I think that's where Paul ended up taking over more.
Yes,
and Gene hasn't really fought him on it ever since.
Hey Ron, why I think that happened was because Gene had this Hollywood film career,
right?
And I think that's why that happened.
Yeah.
Amber's totally right, because without Paul Stanley keeping Kiss going in the 80s, because Paul Stanley could have easily went solo. Easily.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons goes to movies, Paul Stanley, solo artist. Easily he could have done that. He could have hired Eric Carr and Bruce Kulick to play guitar and drums and found a different bass player. He could have easily went solo and probably would have been just as successful as Kiss was in those years. Let Gene go do his thing. But Paul Stanley didn't do that. He kept Kiss alive.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, he deserves a lot of credit for the '80s. I mean, because they wouldn't have survived the '80s without Paul staying on. But part of that also is Gene had the acting career. Paul tried to get the acting career himself, but nobody was interested in hiring him. But if you read Kiss and Sell by C.K. Lent, you'll see that Paul tried to do everything Gene did, but wasn't able to do it.
Right.
Paul's not an actor. And if you ever saw that episode of Millennium that Kiss did where they had cameos in 1998, I think.
Yeah.
Watch Paul's acting on that and you'll get your answer because he's not a good actor.
He's pretty good in coffee commercials.
What's that movie that Gene did a part in? He was great in it. Gene is obviously Jewish, but he played the part of like an Arab terrorist. What movie was that?
Wanted
Runaway.
Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wanted Dead or Alive.
Wanted Dead or Alive. Yeah, he was great in that. He was good in that. Although I liked him in Runaway too. He was a good bad guy.
Yeah, he's the perfect bad guy. I think that's his. That's his calling. I think movie wise.
I don't know. He was pretty awesome as like the cool uncle kind of guy when he was Nuke as the DJ in Trick or Treat.
Yeah, he was good in that too. But yeah, no, I like. The funniest thing that I try to imagine is apparently Gene was offered the romantic lead in the movie Flashdance. And he says he turned it down, and I'm trying to picture Gene in that role.
That would be awesome.
Is that true?
That's
is
what
that
he says.
true? Really?
He claims that
really?
that's the truth. Yeah. Yeah. And they're like,
that's great.
And I'm gonna do work on the spot right here. But did you hear about the whole the Sable TV show that Gene turned down? It was
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Sable was a comic book character who's like a crime fighter in the city.
Okay.
And they were making a TV show about it, and Gene did a test pilot for it where he played the main character. And he says he turned it down, and it actually did come out, and they had a different actor in it, but there's photos online of Gene as the character, and these photos are fucking ridiculous.
Can't wait to see them.
I'm saving the photos right now just so I can put them in the thing here, just because, and I've already found 2, and I'm going to show them to you. These are the most ridiculous.
I've never seen this.
The Gene looks so ridiculous in these pictures. But yeah, like, and you could tell why it didn't work. But I'm sorry, Byron, that we're going off the rails, but this is what.
No, it's all good. I'm curious to see these photos.
Byron's been friends with us long enough to know how this
Here
works.
we go. Here's one of them.
Wow.
This one's even better. Look at that one.
That's cool.
That's Gina Sable. An out of shape dude on top of a roof. But yeah.
Oh my God.
Not a good look.
Yeah,
still better than the role he did take in the John Stamos movie. So,
Oh, Never Too Young to Die. That's another classic.
I think that might have killed his movie career right there.
Yeah.
That's so different than the other roles, because when he was playing the role of a terrorist, he was great. He had that half beard and he was talking mean. He was perfect for that role, I thought. It's so weird.
The weird thing with the Never Too Young to Die thing is I was dating a girl back in the 90s who, she at least claimed that she had an involvement with John Stamos. I don't know that I actually believe her or not, but she had a videotape of Never Too Young to Die, and I'd never actually watched it because, John Stamos and Gene Simmons are both in the movie. And she's like, we're going to watch this because she wanted to watch it for John Stamos. And I'm like Mr. Big Kiss fan. And I'm like, all right, I'll watch it. Why not? And I couldn't get through more than 10 minutes of it. I was like, this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my life. It was just
she
so
was like,
horrible
I'm
to
going to
watch.
pretend you're John Stamos. And you were like, I'm going to pretend you're Gene Simmons.
Yeah, and I was as convincing as Gene Simmons as John Stamos was as a real hero. There's Gene and Never
There
Too
you
Young
go.
to Die.
Yeah.
Oh, great googly moogly.
What lovely breasts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the New York Dolls.
Yeah, he
right?
could have been.
No, that makes the New York Dolls look macho. That's pretty bad.
That's true. Yeah, they didn't wear bustiers.
Yeah. Hope you guys sleep well tonight that are watching. But yeah,
That's the thing.
horrible.
He was a good bad guy.
See you in your dreams tonight.
Share stand-in.
Yeah, right. That's
now
now he's got to
Gene-
go do a wardrobe change.
And now Gene has moved out of California. Wow, he sold his home. It's amazing.
Yeah, like every guy in Kiss has a place in Vegas now. They're all moving. to
Yeah.
Las
I
Vegas.
thought for sure he was going to end up in Nashville.
Yeah, right. No, he did not move to Nashville,
No,
but
he's got to stay close to the West Coast.
close to the West Coast. But
And Nikki Sixx, he left too.
He's in
a lot of these guys are leaving.
Yeah, Nikki's in Wyoming now, I think. Yeah, he just lives on a ranch somewhere.
That seems like a pretty awesome place to live if you like seclusion.
Alcohol. Wait, let's do it again. There you go. Too close to Vinny in Nashville, Amber said.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
True.
Yeah.
Is that why? Oh wow.
Probably.
That makes sense.
Did you know it was like 3 years ago today that that Gene did his Vault event here where he reunited with Vinny, and I was there for that. That was a bizarre day.
And then quickly ununited.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, Chris, I wanted to tell you that I watched that whole thing online of how you had to deal with Vinnie Vincent's attitude and how unprofessional he was to you guys. I just couldn't believe that. I could not believe what I was watching. You guys extended. Oh, I knew that. Yeah, you guys extended your heart and everything that you're doing to him, and he just didn't take it seriously. I just couldn't believe that. It's stunning, really.
It's Vinnie Vincent.
We were generous and accepting, but cautious.
Yeah.
I'd have been more surprised if he was a stand-up guy about it. Honestly.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a long shot.
Yeah, when he decided to try to push me for more money, I was like, okay, I was like, history's repeating itself here, but I got a good laugh out of it personally.
Our hearts were in the right place, and we really wanted to help Vinnie Vincent.
Right.
We really wanted to help him.
He should have, felt lucky that you guys were willing to help him. I think.
I don't know about lucky, but I think it could have been mutually beneficial for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that we had I say earned because we did. We'd earned the reputation of being the Vinnie Vincent podcast. But it could have been the thing. We supported him in such a way that made Vinnie Vincent fans love us.
Right.
But then the crazy thing about it was, like, as soon as he tried, and I won't say he fucked us over, as soon as he tried to fuck us over, and fuck Chris over on Rocket Pod, then all of a sudden all the Vinnie Vincent fans that were like, these guys are the best because they're always talking good about Vinnie Vincent, like instantly we're like, we fuck these guys, because of Vinnie Vincent. But without knowing it was all Vinnie Vincent. I mean, we really did try to help the dude out,
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and being shunned by those 6 people was very hard.
Well, unfortunately, that's
was 8,
that's
but
the
whatever.
8, okay.
That's the bad side of getting to meet the musicians and dealing with people in rock and roll, and that is
sometimes
there are you got the few little exceptions where they may be an idol of yours or somebody you grew up thinking they were so great because of the music they put out, or seeing them on TV and stuff like that. And people are people,
Sure.
and
why should it be? I'm sorry.
Some people are not good people. I
can understand. That'd be like if the handful of times that I met Ace Frehley, if he'd have been an asshole, I'd have been heartbroken.
Ace was an asshole to me when I met him.
Well, you probably deserved it, but he was super sweet and awesome to me every single time.
He was loaded and he was an asshole when I met him. It had nothing to do with me. He was an asshole to several people that day. But anyway, that's a long story.
Whatever. That was probably Tommy Thayer. You just couldn't even tell the difference.
You're right. No, there's like 200 people lined up at a convention to meet him, and like halfway through the line, I'm still in line with my friends, and he's like, Ace has to go do a radio interview. He wouldn't do no radio interview. He was going to get fucked up in the backstage area.
That wasn't Ace Frehley. That was the Spaceman.
Yeah, okay, Aaron.
The Spaceman.
Every time I met Ace Frehley, he was super sweet and awesome.
I'm happy for you,
Very
but
cool.
But I'm still
Very
convinced
cool.
Ace could record his farts on a record, and you'd think it was great. But that's
no way. I would not. I'd be upset. Be like, Ace, you can do better than this.
That's what I mean. Too many people drinking the Kool-Aid sometimes.
No. If Ace Frehley came out with a shitty album, I would say it was shitty.
Actually, Aaron was very
But
fair
he never
with,
has, and he never will, so I don't really need to worry about that, do I?
You were fair with where Origins Volume 2 lined up in your.
I was fair. I was fair. I didn't say it was spectacular.
No,
but as I've learned, even if I met Ace Frehley and he was a total, complete dick to me, and he was just a terrible person, I would still turn around and say, "Well, I'll still listen to his music. I still like him.
Yeah,
I like his music. I like his songs or." Whatever, you don't look at the person, and
everybody's entitled to a bad day, and that's the way I look at it.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. I've never ever really encountered that. Only like secondhand with Sebastian Bach. That was like secondhand bullshit, though.
Yeah.
Was there anybody else? I don't think so. Nobody else hates us, do they?
Ask Ron. More people have gotten pissed off about us than us.
That was momentary.
Stephen Piercy doesn't like us very much, apparently.
Oh no!
I would say he doesn't like. I would say he doesn't like Ron, but no. I mean, with Ace, I was just happy to get the autograph. I'll still be a fan. I don't care. But no, he was a dick that day. I mean, and several people that were in line with me will tell you the same thing. He was a dick that day. He was fucked up, and he was rude.
And like you say, he could have just been having a bad day. He could have,
and look, I met.
Could have been pissed off about something else, and but that's the problem. You're when you're meeting fans and that's their impression of you. And if you're if you're having a bad day, you're pissed off about something, and then you take it out on fans that are meeting you, that's their impression of you for the rest of their lives.
Right.
Correct,
You know,
right.
even if,
Right.
you know, every other day you're a super cool guy, but you know,
Yeah.
Always treat fans with respect.
Yeah.
Always, no matter what's going on in your personal
Yeah.
life, always treat them with respect.
Well,
I
True.
mean, that ain't no different than a person going to your everyday normal job. You don't have to be a
Right.
rock and roll superstar. When you go to
Right.
your everyday job, you got some bullshit going on at the house, but when you're at work, you set that stuff aside, you know?
Correct.
And so it should be no different for a rock star or somebody, a celebrity, to meet a fan. That's part of your job. You know, they ain't no
Right.
different than some guy fixing a toilet or some other bullshit.
Right.
know,
That's
that's
exactly
your
right,
job.
Aaron.
So suck
Agree
it up.
100%.
Suck it up and show your fans some love, because just like your job, if you go to your work, you don't do your job, it ain't right, you know? So same with them. You go to work, you don't do your job, you're fucking yourself. You're going to get fired.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly right.
And
Don't amen me. I'm drunk.
So, Aaron, let's go on about Randy Rhoads. No, I'm just kidding.
Underrated. He don't get the respect he deserves. He was only around for a couple of albums, but still, those couple of albums, those 2 albums, the guitar playing on them 2 albums is better than anything ever.
The Quiet Riot albums?
No, I'm talking about the 2 first Ozzy albums.
Just fucking with you.
No.
I love Randy. I think he's a great guitar player. He
Yes.
really is.
Unbelievable.
Fabulous. Unbelievable. Really
I
is.
wish he was still alive. I can imagine everything he'd have done all these years.
Yeah.
You know, we don't really know, obviously, because he passed away, but I think he would have fused classical music with rock and roll, you know, in a very unique way. I think that's what he was very generally thinking, because he was studying so hard, you know, classical ideas, and he was bringing those ideas into Ozzy's music, and I think he wanted to go to the next level with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Outside of
would've-
Ozzy, you know, he would have kept going for sure.
And he would have left. I mean, I respect Yngwie, but he would have left Yngwie in the dust as far as combining classical with rock. I think.
Right.
And I think his name would have been held as high as Eddie Van Halen.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely. One thing to remember about Yngwie's early albums is that they're very focused as a lead guitarist type of an album. There's nothing wrong with that. That's wonderful. They sound great. But I think what Randy would have done is he would have been focused more on general composition being stunning versus just focusing on lead guitar being stunning. And I think that's the difference that would have been made by Rhoads. He would have fused that classical with rock idea, and he would have been a new prolific composer in the world in that style. And that's what I think what we missed.
And Ozzy Osbourne's 3rd album would be undeniably the greatest album ever released of all time by any band ever.
Well, I do think he would have gone his own way, and I think Mike Varney would have been frothing at the mouth to put out something on Shrapnel with Randy if it would have been possible. Yeah. You know, but because so many people were influenced by Randy that became Paul Gilbert, Jason Becker, all those guys they were all students of Randy Rhoads. So I mean,
even guys like CeCe DeVille and Nuno Betancourt and those kind of the LA bands,
they all came up listening to him.
Mick Mars even.
Well, I don't know about Mick. Mick was
Mick Mars had listened to some Randy Rhoads and picked up on some of that. You can tell it.
Rick was more of a Jeff Beck, Paul Butterfield guy, but
he's got a little Randy Rhoads.
Maybe a little bit, but
otherwise he wouldn't be in Motley Crue. He'd be in Humble Pie.
That reminds me, my guitar teacher when I was 12 hated Mick Mars with a passion. Hated him.
Wow. Why?
He was because he thought he was like just a half-assed guitar player. Didn't like him.
Yeah.
Like my guitar teacher was he was more of a Billy Gibbons guy. Loved ZZ Top. So like
blues guy.
Blues guy. Yeah. I mean, I'd come in and I would say, teach me how to play Piece of Your Action or Take It to the Top, on guitar. And that was the way I wanted to learn. I'm like, just show me how to play this song. And he was like, Yeah, but have you heard LaGrange? Let me show you how to play LaGrange. It's like, and
I
like,
want some Steely Dan.
Yeah,
Some
I
nice
mean-
Steely Dan.
but I mean, like it took me a long time to like really got to my 40s to really appreciate the Billy Gibbons ZZ Top stuff from the year,
Yeah.
the early 70s. But at the time, I'm like, I don't want to hear that fucking ZZ Top stuff. So, play some, let's do some Motley Crue, some Megadeth and stuff like that. He would teach me, but he like, oh God, Mick Mars, Motley Crue. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm having to teach this stuff. He hated it. Hated it.
You should have just been like, hey, fucker, easy money for you, ain't it? Teach me to
Well,
play
I know, and
girls,
I'm
girls,
like-
girls.
Yeah, and he'd be like, I could teach this stuff in my sleep. He's like, Mick Mars is not good. And I'm like, okay. Just
Well,
teach me
then
the
treat
song.
it like a day off and teach me some poison.
Oh yeah, that was another one he used to hate to teach me too. He's like, really, you want me to teach you Poison songs? Come on, man.
Nah, 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 nah. Now
What
get
song
out.
was What song was that?
Talk dirty to me.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what that was. Rory Gallagher. There's another great one that's
Well, your
underrated.
Totally.
music teacher did a horrible job then.
I guess. So, well, and that's why I'm doing a podcast now, not playing guitar.
I'd rather be hanging out with Rockin Ron tonight than playing to a half-filled room.
Well, that's true. Yeah, Rockin Ron beats a half-filled room. I'll give him that. So, Byron, do you want to stick around for Smash or Trash and do it with us?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right, I got to take another quick break, but you guys warm it up, and I'll be right back.
God, 2 of them in the same night.
Two
I'm
breaks.
drinking
in
a
the
lot,
same
man. I
show.
gotta pee, man. I gotta.
Okay. All right.
Smash or trash.
All right. I took Aaron out of the fucking feed. So, all right. So let's go to the first victim for the night. And Byron, feel free to be brutally honest with your thoughts on these songs,
Okay.
because we are. Let me make sure. Okay. Yeah. Did I get? Oh, I've got to add a couple of songs to this. So hang on a second. Well, the first one, I've got one queued up. I got to add the other 3. I thought I did this already. That's what I get for starting drinking at 5. All right, so Steel Rhino is the first one. It is release date today for Steel Rhino. Their debut single, Boom Boom, sends a much-needed infusion of hard rock with a kick of heavy metal to music fans worldwide. This is the first single from their upcoming self-titled debut full-length album, Steel Rhino, that will be releasing on August 23rd of this year through GMR Music with an attitude heavy grooves. It says heavy groves, but I'm thinking they meant grooves. And insane vocals. Steel Rhino is here to take the world by storm. So this is Steel Rhino with a song called Boom Boom.
Take a look around. This is the world we're living in. Homeless on the street ain't worth a dime. It's lose or win. People shooting guns. Something's real insane. We know what we should do. 'Cause something's gotta change. Boom, boom. It's a revolution. Staring out into the night. Boom, boom. It's a revolution. Bringing down the fight. Boom, boom. It's a revolution. Fear is spreading wide. Boom, boom. It's a revolution. No one's by your side. Stay the course and keep your aim. The death of coming.
All right. Steel Rhino. What do we think of this one?
Where are they from, Chris?
I don't know. I don't have. That's all the information I got from that. What do we think of Steel Rhino?
I'm kind of with David Glenn here. Is Not great, but not bad. You know, I could listen to it, but I don't know if I'd have it in any kind of heavy rotation or anything. There kind of wasn't really a whole lot of hook to it.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was the name Steel Rhino kind of turns me off immediately. I think that's a terrible band name, but I do think the song had decent catchiness to it. The singer's voice I'm not crazy about, but I'll give it a smash because I think it's overall I'd listen to it again.
I like the song, and I agree with Ron.
Mark Torrey.
You know, I like it, but it's
I can see that.
You know, it's decent. I don't know if it's super
Sweden.
great.
So they're from Sweden, like everybody these days. It seems like.
Yeah.
Not as good. Hopefully, there are better songs on that CD. Okay, well, looks like not as good as Steel Dragon, which is not a real band. So I don't know if that's much of a compliment. Looks like for the most part, people don't like it. That's okay. That's what this is about. Everybody
Seems like most of them are on the fence, same as us. You know.
It's a shame Steel Dragon didn't become a real band. The songs were cool. They should have kept going with it.
Hey, patio cam.
Oh boy.
Oh.
The height of professionalism.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So was that one pretty good?
It was awesome, man.
Well, you missed it.
Now I got to go back and watch this whole thing again.
You do.
What do you think of the band name Steel Rhino?
What is it?
Steel Rhino.
Steel Rhino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I figured. Okay. This is why you and me are so different.
Sounds like a winner.
We need Eddie Trunk to win. Why? Eddie Trunk doesn't play unsigned bands, so that's where we fill the gap. So, all right. So let's go to the next one. The next one is a band called Damn the Planet with a song called Pushy. And my first criticism is there's no information anywhere about this band. You go to their website, and all it says is formed in 2018. Damn the Planet is a forging of minds and music to ease the drudgery of day-to-day life. That's the only information there is out there about this band.
They're a mystery band.
You gotta have your information available if you want people to play your songs, guys. I mean, that's, and I know Byron will back me up on that because
Totally
put yourself out there at least. So this is Damn the Planet.
Not a great promotional pick either.
A terrible photo.
Is that real, Chris? Is that real?
That's a real photo of the band.
Wow.
But
So you've got
playing them anyway.
You've got 2 strikes against you already. So here's Damn the Planet with a song called Pushy.
You better be damn good then.
You set your head on fire every time you look into the mirror. How come everything comes undone? You left at 17, so dizzy from the fumes of your survival. Feeling like a fragile one. It's time to light yourself on fire again. It's a blood sport here for the throne of the king. So we're never backing off, never backing off. Never backing off, never backing off. Today I shot myself right out of bed, getting ready for the shake-up. How come everybody seems so cruel? You left at 21, yeah, get ready for the king of all the rivals. I'm feeling like the righteous one. So light yourself on fire again. It's a blood sport here for the throne of the king. So backing up, never backing up. It's time to light your head on fire again. It's a blood sport here where the winners are king. So we're never backing down, never backing down. Never backing up, never backing up.
All right, Damn the Planet. What do we think?
Well, I gotta say I like the riff, but that's about the only good thing I can say about it.
All right.
I like the riff, but they got too much going on during the chorus and during this. There's too much overlapping of voices or whatever that is just there's just too much going on, and they lost me with the whole chorus and stuff.
I was completely bored by that. Byron, what do you think of that one?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. I think that the picture needs work, and the song is okay.
I don't hate it. I don't hate
Really?
it. I think it's good. I think it's all right. I kind of like it.
I like Eric's
The production does kind of suck, yes, but the song is decent. The singing's all right. The vocals are cool. I'm gonna smash it. I don't think it's bad.
I'm giving it a trash. I was bored by it. I didn't like it. All right. So that's
Whatever
two down.
then.
Okay. Well, we
Hey
all
Chris,
have
when you
our-
do these smashes or trashes, do bands submit to you to be on this? Is that how you get the information?
we get overwhelmed with PR people and bands sending us stuff in the Decibel Geek email, and that's where I pull all this from.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's basically this is the best of what came in over the past week, if you can believe that.
Oh
So,
wow. Okay.
I didn't
Yeah,
think
there's-
it was bad. I liked
Well,
it.
no, there's
What was
some,
the name of the band?
Damn the Planet.
Damn the Planet. Weird name.
Could have been
It's
worse.
got a little
but
like I don't know. It's like kind of somewhere between Helmet and Tool, I think.
okay, but no, I don't agree. But
Take another break, Aaron.
Fuck you guys. I'm out of here.
I don't like it. But no, I mean there's
You need some more of that patio stuff.
but no, there's stuff we get sent that has nothing to do with rock at all. Like we got a guy who was on American Idol sent us stuff, which is like soul music. It's like I'm not gonna play that on the show.
Yeah,
but,
if we're gonna play soul music, we'll play some fucking Paul Stanley.
no, just for that. Bye. I'm taking you out of the
No, I was just joking. We're not really gonna do that.
You better be joking. We'll have Tim Ream show up with the
Stool Station.
Stool Station. All right. So 2 down, 2 to go. I think the last two you guys are going to like more than the first two, but especially the last one. All right. The next one is a band called Death Pop Radio. And this is
Death Pop Radio.
Death Pop Radio began their journey as a song, not a band. A fun collaboration that quickly blossomed into a full-blown hard pop grunge melting pot of backstories and musical experience. Their debut single and video, Ravens, had thousands of views and hits within days. Death Pop Radio was born and came into the world with a natural buzz within the Chicago music scene. So this is Death Pop Radio with a song called Rock'em Sock'em. Oh, wrong song. There we go. I've had too much to drink.
Talk to me about professional.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting look, I'll tell them that.
like it, man. I like it a lot. Definitely smash that.
Yeah, I like that one.
It wasn't bad. I like it.
Good
I
stuff. man.
I liked it too. Had something about it. Not real great, but I like it enough. I'd like to hear some other stuff.
Good rock and groove to it. Decent vocals. I like
Groove
it,
was
man. Good rock and tune. I dig it.
Groove is very important, I think.
Yeah.
Like a heavier Stone Temple Pilots. I think Kristen nailed it with the description.
Yeah.
There. Yeah, maybe like kind of core era STP. But yeah, I want to hear more of their stuff. I'm definitely giving that a smash.
What are they called?
Death Pop Radio.
Death Pop Radio. I'll have to check out more of that. I dig it.
All right, now the last one for today. The last one for today, because our good friend Nick Teeter makes sure that we don't get flagged for putting stuff by Frontiers Records out.
Unlike our good friend Byron.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
So we usually have carte blanche to play Frontier stuff, and I told Nick we were going to play this today. So this is a band called Icon of Sin. This is Frontiers Music is excited to announce the signing of Icon of Sin, a new project centered around the vocal talents of the popular Brazilian YouTube sensation Rafael Mendes. Two other stellar Brazilian musicians, Sergio Mazul and Marcelo Gelbeck, helped Rafael in the songwriting of the album and helmed the production. Listeners can expect a full-on traditional heavy metal assault. Now, aside from what the PR stream says here, I just want you guys to listen to this and tell me, who do you think this singer sounds like? Because it's going to be patently obvious when you hear it.
I think the one guy looks like Steve Perry with a real bad attitude.
Well, it's not. This guy does not sound like Steve Perry, but this is Icon of Sin with
It's like
a song,
Brazilian supergroup.
with a song called Nightbreed. I think everyone's going to love this. Check it out.
Wondered what Jeff Tate's been up to.
Not Jeff Tate.
That's Bruce.
That's Bruce Dickinson all the way.
I love it.
See?
Oh yeah, I like that. I don't know, maybe because I'm a big Maiden fan, but yeah, I love it.
That's good. That's good.
It sounds straight up like Bruce Dickinson. It's like it's uncanny how much it sounds like him.
Kind of like Classic 78 is to Kiss, and The Darkness is to Queen. This band is to Maiden.
Nice. So they're from Brazil. Is that where they're from?
Well, at least the singer is. I'm not sure about the rest of the band. Yeah.
It's badass. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Smash.
Sounds good.
I'm definitely going to listen to more of that because I was like, holy shit. I even sent Nick a message. I was like, holy Bruce Dickinson, Batman. That sounds just like him. Yeah, I love that. I was like, I have to play this tonight just because my eyes about popped out of my head when the vocals kicked in. I was like, holy shit, that's Bruce Dickinson. It's crazy.
Nice.
It's very cool. I like it.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
It's a smash.
Although I do hear the Jeff Tate, so Ron, you do have a point. I
Yeah,
can hear a
yeah.
little bit of that too.
I thought Jeff Tate when he first started out.
Yeah.
And combination of both, but
Yeah, definitely the progressive metal vocalist sound for sure. But yeah, that's the only 4 I brought for tonight. So that's smash or trash for this week.
That's good
Cool.
stuff, man. I like it.
Very cool.
Eric's dying of laughter. I don't know what you're laughing at, other than us being inebriated. So, sorry, Ron. I'll let you do the comments. But yeah, so that's Byron. So let's wrap up with you. We're about to go off the air for the night. So, where can people find more stuff about your music, about you, and get more information?
You can just go to my website, byronnemeth.com. It's all there.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, I'm glad you could come on. I hope you had a good time hanging out with us.
Oh, it's
tonight.
great. I had a superb time. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Nice.
Well, and let's hang out in person, not do this all the
course.
streaming thing. And let's actually hang out and meet up again because we're hustling
Yeah,
right
sounds
now. So,
sounds totally great.
If you think you had fun hanging out with us tonight virtually, imagine how much fun you're going to have hanging out with us August 6th through the 8th right here in Nashville, Tennessee, the Hotel Hilton. I'm talking about Rockin' Pod. It's coming. We got
Awesome.
all kinds of awesome guests, everybody from Billy Sheehan to Ricky Rackman to everyone in between. You want to come hang out with rock stars? You want to come hang out with your favorite podcasters? This is where it's all happening at Rockin' Pod 2021. If you want the information, you want to get a hotel room, you want to come party with us this summer, it's going to be awesome. Check it out, rockinpod.com. That's ROCKNPOD.com. That's all you need to know.
yeah, looking forward to seeing you there, Byron.
Yeah, looking forward to it too, Ryan. I'll
Come
see all
up
you
and say
guys.
hi.
Of course. Let's hang out before that too, if we can hang out in
Yeah,
Denver or
definitely.
wherever else, you know. So
Yeah,
Oh, it's
let me
going to
know
be a
when you
whole
get-
weekend.
Let me know when you get to town because very soon I'm going to be a Sumner County man myself.
cool. Very cool. Definitely.
Right.
Appreciate all the comments.
Gonna be a fun. Yeah, a lot of good interaction tonight. Thank you guys for making comments and everything. David, Kathy, good on you for using the Rockin' Pod logo as your background. Thank you for that. And but yeah, so go to byronnemeth.com, check out his stuff. Those of you watching the replay, do that. You saw the cool videos that we played earlier. Check out his music, buy some music.
Do it.
And yeah, Kristen, Art, these ding dongs will see you in all.
We will be there.
Yeah, I'll be
Dinging
there
and
with my ding
donging,
dong.
rocking and rolling.
Good to talk to you, Eric. And but yeah, it was a lot of fun tonight. And yeah, Neil, come down here. Yeah, wear your Packers jersey. Aaron will appreciate
Yeah.
It's all good.
that. But yeah, more information, more announcements coming next Friday. And obviously, Decibel Geek, we have two Albums Unleashed episodes coming your way in the next 2
Back
weeks.
to back. Legends.
Both really, really cool with some great stories. So I know you guys are going to appreciate that. And we'll be back next Friday with me, Aaron, and Rockin Ron, and maybe a special guest. We'll work that out in the meantime. And Ron, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Just once again, thanks to everybody for all your love and support. And I'm going to keep at it. We're going to keep doing this every Friday night. And can't wait to see everybody in August. It's going to be a hell of a party, and I'm going to be celebrating.
Damn.
Looking forward to it.
We're going to be bad influences for Ron the whole time. But that's what we do every year. All right, Byron, thanks again for joining us. Thank you guys for watching.
Chris.
Thank you guys for
You
commenting.
guys in August.
And we will see you next week.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.